As a bass player, you may look at the real book and just go, there are too many tunes in here, what the heck am I supposed to learn? Well, in today's video, I'm giving you 5 great jazz standards that I think every bass player who's aspiring to be a jazz bass player should learn. So let's get into number 5. Now, number 5 comes from the great Joe Henderson, an absolutely fantastic tenor saxophonist, and had a great career in the 60s as well as a sort of comeback in the 90s, playing with the likes of Corea and whatnot. This tune does come from earlier, though I can't quite remember what the name of the album is, but I'll chuck it up there, and it is a great one, and it's one of Joe Henderson's bests. And Recorda-Me is the tune we're looking at from this album. It's a nice tune in A minor, and it starts on the 6, which is really just a nice quality we don't get out of A minor chords a lot, and it is just a nice melody. It's a great tune. It's reasonably simple. It's great to walk over as well. You'll see an example after I finish talking about it. You'll see it for all the tunes as well. It is just a very nicely well-structured tune, teaches you some good things about harmony, and isn't too difficult, so you're not going to be struggling over this thing for ages like perhaps some of the other tunes on this list, which are a little bit more challenging, let's say. In at number 4 comes from the great Roy Hargrove, and this one I really do love, and if any standards really become a jazz standard in the last 20-30 years, whatever, this is definitely one of them. A simple groove just starting on a B flat, going up to a C sharp, and just doing the same thing again. It just really is a groove, and it works so great as a standard. It's a feel-good tune, and composed by one of the greats who we sadly lost perhaps too soon. Not perhaps too soon, we did lose too soon, to be honest. It's a bit of a shame about Roy Hargrove, really, but he still wrote some great tunes, and they're still all around for us to enjoy. So let's listen to the great Strasbourg Saint Denis. In number 3, we've talked about him already today, but Chick Corea has got his entry in today with the tune Spain, and a lot of people probably do know this. I was going to put Your Everything on this list instead, but I thought Spain would be better suited. It's the much more popular tune compared to Your Everything, but they both came out on the same album. I sort of prefer Your Everything. If you go listen to that album that Spain's on, I will hopefully link all these albums in the description or tag them in whatever thing, so you can go listen to all of these tunes and all of these albums. I'll hopefully have them all linked in. Yeah, this is a great one for you to go listen and play along with. There's loads of different sections and it does take a bit to learn. This is definitely one of the most, well, it's the second most difficult tune I'd say on the list today, and it is a great one. Another real feel-good tune in B minor, composed by one of the jazz greats, Chick Corea. Absolutely amazing. If you look at things like Gossa Match as well from the Electric Band, absolutely amazing tunes. He really was just so consistently great at what he did. So let's listen to some Spain, shall we? In number 2 is really any rhythm changes. Now, if you don't know what this means, rhythm changes are contrafacts, which basically means they are tunes with the exact same chord progressions as other tunes and different melodies are put over them. For example, Cottontail Anthropology, Craziology, although that's perhaps a little bit different in places. Olio is another good example as well, and Dexterity is another one coming from Charlie Parker as well. And they're all contrafacts of each other from the original tune, I Got Rhythm, which is where the chord progression originally came from. Hence it being called a Rhythm Changes, because I Got Rhythm. Now, there are loads of melodies that go over this, but as a bass player, it's just really important to know the walking line for this tune. So please learn that walking line. You can just look up Rhythm Changes backing track, and boom, you've got a chord chart up right there. And if you don't know how to walk, I'll be doing a walking video very, very soon, so do look up for that. It might even come out the day after I release this video, and if you're watching this in the future, you're probably in luck, and just go look at my channel, search walking, and you'll probably find a video. So let's just listen to some rhythm changes. I'm just going to sort of do a mashup of quite a lot of them here, just to sort of put it into one, because I couldn't just choose one, but if I did have to choose one, it would probably be Anthropology. And in at number one, this does top a lot of lists, and perhaps isn't surprising considering just how much of a great lesson it is in itself. And I'll probably be doing a video on this tune actually in future, because it is just so important on how you can learn jazz. And you don't necessarily have to learn this tune to learn jazz, but you learn a lot of great lessons of great melodies over great chords. So Donna Lee is what we've got by the great Charlie Parker in at number one. Some of you might say it was written by Miles Davis. Some people even say it was written by Dizzy Gillespie. There's loads of other stories and theories and whatnot, but I feel still it is a Parker tune rather than a Miles Davis tune, as some people think. And really, it's quite unknown who wrote Donna Lee, but for the purposes of today's video, I'm going to say that Charlie Parker wrote it. Feel free to argue with me in the comments below, because there's technically isn't a right answer that's known. There is a right answer, but that right answer is not known. So we'll never know who wrote the tune, but it is a simply fantastic one, and I do love it. And it is by far the most challenging one yet, with just loads of fast bebop language. So if it is your thing, you really are going to like this one. But if not, still have a look at this tune and try and learn it in future at some points. There are videos of practicing over this thing from slow speeds to fast speeds in bass tab and in bass clef. There's loads and loads of good ways to learn this tune, so please, if you can, do learn this tune, as it is a great one, and I think you will really enjoy it as well. And on top of it, it's just a simply fantastic bass lesson, which I think everyone should take part in. So let's listen to Donna Lee.